Welcome to Star Wars Action News, helping Star Wars collectors collect better.
Hello and welcome to On the Pegs. I'm Jonathan. I'm here to discuss what's being found in stores and online. Well, this week it seems we're going to focus on Hasbro offerings. Last time I indicated that the newest deluxe figures in the 6-inch line were going to be showing up at any time, and it turns out I was half right. The new Han Solo and Tauntaun have been turning up, but no sign of the Luke Skywalker and Wampa yet. A bit of a surprise was the release of the next wave of 6-inch figures. We had just gotten the Emperor, Clone, and Luke Stormtrooper wave, and before I knew it, the next wave was available. This one with Leia Bausch, Commander Cody, and IG-88. Now I hope you guys are signed up for the Swan New Release newsletter, because if you were notified that Amazon had them for less than MSRP for a very short time. Speaking of prices, I regret to inform everyone that it seems that Walmart has caught on to the Black Series price increase. Their pegs now read $12.83, but that's okay because I haven't seen any new Black Series figures at my local Walmart in many weeks. One thing that I'm waiting to get more news on is the exclusive Jabba's Rancor Pit Ultimate Battle Pack that is supposed to be a Toys R Us exclusive. Now I've heard different things, but the general consensus seems to be that this will be a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive with a price tag of $130. The price is high, but you are getting a lot for your money. The set appears to come with a re-release of the Rancor, a Luke Skywalker and Jedi outfit, Gamorrean Guard, Slave Leia, C-3PO, and an all-new Jabba that may be a scaled-down version of the 6-inch. Since there isn't much in the way of new items out there, I figured I'd take this opportunity to review the most recent wave of the black 3 3/4-inch figures. The wave consists of 8 figures. There were originally supposed to be 9, but Hasbro delayed the Yavin Ceremony Princess Leia, and as a result they needed to move the Stormtrooper from number 15 to number 8 in the ordering. While initial examples have an 8 sticker covering the original 15, recent reports I've gotten have indicated that newer ones have been printed with the new number, so you variation hunters, keep an eye out. Speaking of variations, the Luke Skywalker Hoth included in this wave was a carry forward from an earlier release, but they made a minor correction. Originally, the figure had gray pegs in the elbow joints that were somewhat clashed. With the re-release of the figure, they changed it to a tan that better matches his outfit. A minor tweak to be sure, but for those of you who fixate on the most minor of variations, well, I had to find one anyway. Now, on to the new figures. The first figure in the most recent wave is Darth Vader, Dagobah Test. When looking at it, you'll see a remarkable resemblance to the Darth Vader from the first wave of the Black Series in 2013. They took that previous figure and gave it a new head that breaks down into 3 parts: head, helmet, and removable face mask. Unfortunately, the face mask doesn't seem to stay on very well, but it looks pretty good with the mask off and Luke's face is revealed. In fact, that's probably how I'll display him. Overall, I'd say this figure is a vast improvement over the last Dagobah Vader we got back in 2000. The likeness of Luke Skywalker underneath the face mask is great, and I'm glad it turned out so well because it'll probably be another 15 years, if ever, before we get another version in the 3 3/4-inch line. The only missed opportunity with this figure is the head isn't removable, so you can't reenact Vader being decapitated and then revealing Luke's face. Next up is the Stormtrooper, and I was pleasantly surprised by this figure. The Stormtrooper has always been a favorite of mine, and I had assumed that it would simply be a repackage of the rather lackluster 2013 release. But for the new Stormtrooper, it appears that Hasbro took the 2004 VOTC Stormtrooper head, slightly retooled it and repainted it to include some additional details, and put it on the existing figure. The end result may be the most definitive Stormtrooper figure to date. While it's not perfect, I'm pleased with the end result. To cap it off, he's packed with a blaster rifle and the upgraded E11 blaster with the folding stock. While we are all still waiting for the realistic-styled Phase 1 Captain Rex, Hasbro has given us a super-articulated Phase 2 version. Rex gets an all-new sculpt and for some reason is slightly taller than the other clones in the line. Maybe he put lifts in his boots. I'm liking this figure because he is one of the few all-new figures we are getting. The paint job is pretty good. I really like the hash mark details on his armor. He doesn't have a removable helmet, which for some collectors is preferable, but does come with 2 DC-17 blaster pistols with usable holsters. His kama or skirt is flexible and he can be posed in a lot of different ways. I found that if he's crouching a little bit, the height difference isn't as noticeable. I would have liked it if they could have included another accessory or two, but it's still good to see another Clone Wars figure getting the realistic treatment. I'm still waiting for that Phase 1 version though. John Dutch Vander is one of those figures I'm wondering if Hasbro really needed to make. It seems that we are getting a lot of Rebel pilots in the Black Series line. They've given us Biggs, Dak, Wedge, and now Dutch. And while it was released over 10 years ago, I almost think that the last version of Gold Leader was a bit better. That figure had a better face sculpt and a more accurate helmet. This one's a kit bash figure from a variety of different sources, and the only new parts are the ones that I'm not all that impressed with. He comes with a blaster and sits well in the newer X-Wing fighters, but considering the Black Series is supposed to be the definitive versions of these characters, I think they missed the mark. Now, the new Chewbacca figure captures the Wookiee's ferocious nature, and I'm very glad we aren't getting another slightly repainted and repackaged figure. While the body is from the 2004 VOTC figure, the head sculpt is a scaled-down version of the 6-inch Black Series Chewbacca. The open mouth pose actually works pretty well, and you can almost hear him bellow his rage at oncoming stormtroopers, or at the fact he didn't receive a medal at Yavin. The paint on this figure is lighter and a bit more accurate than some previously released, and Hasbro also sculpted his satchel in a softer plastic, which makes it easier to pose him. Not much else to say about him other than to definitely pick one up. Now, the standout figure in the wave may be Clone Commander Wolffe. Hasbro has given us another realistic figure from the Clone Wars animated series, and they pulled one from the 6th season Lost Missions. This is another all-new figure and gives us the commander in his hostile environment or cold weather armor. First the good. I love the new armor. Love it. It's great that we are getting something different in Clone Troopers for a change. The articulation on this figure is great, and the paint applications are excellent as well. Lastly, he has a soft goods comma and removable holsters and backpack. Now the bad. The one issue for this figure may be something that pushes a number of collectors off, and that's his height. Whereas Rex was too tall, Wolffe is too short, and it's an obvious height difference. The figure is great standing alone, but put him next to some other clones and you'll be thinking that they should have left him in his maturation chamber a bit longer. But please, don't let that be the thing that prevents you from picking up this figure. Now, I'm not sure how I feel about the next figure in this wave. Clone Commander Doom apparently also comes from the 6th season of the Clone Wars, but I don't remember seeing him. I'll have to go back and look, but in either case, he just doesn't look right to me. First off, his coloring is bright. I mean, really bright. If you were on a battlefield, this armor would announce, "Shoot me, I'm over here." He's a retool of the previous Captain Rex figure with a slightly different helmet and torso. He has good articulation, but for whatever reason just doesn't look right. When I first picked up this figure, I thought they had packed a Saga Legends figure in Black Series packaging. That's how out of place he looked to me. The last figure in the wave is a straight repack of the Vintage Collection's Imperial Navy Commander, and while I like the nod to the vintage packaging they did with the back of the card, it's hard to get excited about paying $12 to $14 for the exact same figure that was clogging the pegs at my local Five Below for several months. In addition, they didn't even take the opportunity to correct a mistake from the earlier release. When he first came out, this figure had a Republic symbol on his shoulder instead of an Imperial one. I know I'm being nitpicky, but it shows a lack of effort here. Overall, I think this wave is one to pick up. If you're a carded collector, get them all, but if you're a loose collector, you can leave that Imperial Navy Commander on the peg. With luck, the next wave of the Black Series will be along soon, and when it is, I'll be back to give you my impressions of where people are finding them. Until next time, keep searching those pegs.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Star Wars Action News with more collecting news and reviews at swactionnews.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. May the pegs be stocked and the Force be with you.